Hello. You're watching Global English Stories, where stories come to life and help you learn English naturally. Listen, enjoy, and start your learning journey.
Have you ever looked back at your day and wondered, where did all the time go? You plan to get things done, but the hours just slipped away. It's like watching sand fall through your fingers, and no matter how hard you try to catch it, it just keeps slipping away. Time, like that sand, is always moving, and we can't stop it. It's the silent thief in our lives, quietly taking away our moments without us even realizing it. Think about a typical day. You wake up with the best intentions. You think, today I'm going to be productive. I'm going to achieve something big. But by the time evening comes, you've checked social media, answered a few emails, and maybe watched some TV. And suddenly, the whole day is gone. You haven't worked on your goals, and you tell yourself, there's always tomorrow. But tomorrow comes and goes too. And soon, weeks, months, even years pass. You find yourself stuck in the same place, wondering why you haven't moved forward. It's not because you don't have time. It's because you didn't use the time you had wisely. Time doesn't wait for anyone. Once it's gone forever. And the hardest part? It doesn't ask for permission. But here's the thing. You have the power to take it back. You can choose to stop letting time slip away. You can decide to make each moment count. It's not too late to start. Every new second is an opportunity to turn your life around. So, ask yourself, how will you spend your time today? Will you let it slip away, or will you grab hold of it and make it work for you? The choice is yours. And remember, your time is precious. Treat it like it is. Part 1. You think you have time. We all think we have more time. It's a comforting illusion. Time is this invisible resource, like air or water, always around us, and so we take it for granted. Every day, we think, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll do it later. The truth is, we don't realize how little time we actually have until it's too late. Imagine you're holding a jar of marbles. Each marble represents a day of your life. At birth, the jar is full. Hundreds, even thousands of marbles waiting to be used. But every day, a marble disappears. Slowly, almost unnoticed, the jar begins to empty. It's only when the jar starts running low that you begin to realize just how quickly the marbles are vanishing. The days you thought would always be there, the time you thought you had, is gone. You might tell yourself, I'll start on Monday, or next month, I'll focus more on my health. But that time always seems to slip through your fingers, doesn't it? Have you ever wondered why? Why does it feel so hard to take action? It's because we're convinced we have endless time, but the reality is far different. Here's a question for you. How many times have you put something off, thinking you had time? Maybe you've delayed your dreams, your goals, or your passion projects, all because you believed tomorrow would be a better day. You thought, I'll get to it when I'm ready, or when life slows down a little. But life never slows down. The busyness, the distractions, the endless demands, they don't stop. Time, meanwhile, keeps moving relentlessly, steadily, never asking for your permission. You see, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tomorrow could be a month, a year, or even a decade away. But the more we put things off, the more we give time the chance to slip away unnoticed. It's like putting off filling up a tank of gas. You think, I'll do it later, but eventually you're running on empty. You never know when that moment will come when you can no longer just put things off. Reflect for a second. If you had no time left, what would you regret not doing? What goals would you have wished you started today rather than tomorrow? When you think of all the things you want to accomplish in life, are you ready to keep waiting? Or is today the day to finally take action? There's a powerful metaphor for time that I love. Imagine it's a river flowing constantly in front of you. Every second is a drop of water passing by. It's moving forward, and it won't stop for you. You can either jump into the current and ride the waves, or stand on the shore, watching as the river moves on without you. The choice is yours. Will you start swimming today, or will you keep waiting on the banks, hoping that the river will come to a stop for you? We often make the mistake of thinking that life will slow down so we can catch up, but it doesn't. Life keeps speeding up, and every day we wait, the more we miss. Every moment you spend waiting for the right time is a moment you'll never get back. Think about the things you've been putting off: a project, a new habit, a dream. What if you started right now? Just one small step forward. Even if you only worked on it for 10 minutes today, that's a start. That's 10 minutes closer to your goal than you were yesterday. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making every moment perfect. Remember, time is not something that waits for you to be ready. It doesn't care if you're prepared or not. It doesn't wait for you to be in the right place mentally, emotionally, or physically. It doesn't care if you're afraid or unsure. Time moves forward with or without you. But here's the good news. You can still choose to act right now. So, what are you going to do with the time you have? Will you continue thinking you have plenty of it, or will you start making the most of every moment? Today is your opportunity to change everything. Don't wait for tomorrow to start living your dreams. Start today, right now. Part 2, the silent thief. There's a thief that steals from you every single day, and you probably don't even know it. It's not someone you can see, and it doesn't sneak in through your window at night. It's much sneakier than that. It's time, the silent thief. And it robs you of more than just your hours. It steals your opportunities, your growth, and your future. Let's go back to that jar of marbles. You know that every day, one marble disappears. But here's the catch. You don't always notice. You think, I'll catch up tomorrow, or this doesn't matter right now. But each little moment you let slip by, each time you procrastinate, get distracted, or simply avoid something that matters, you're losing a marble. Slowly and quietly, one by one, your days slip away, unnoticed. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of the day, looking at the clock and realizing you've spent hours doing nothing important? Maybe you were scrolling through your phone, watching random videos, or just sitting there staring into space. And suddenly, it hits you. Where did the time go? It's like walking through a field of tall grass. You might take a step here and there, but if you're not paying attention, you might not realize how far off track you've gotten. You can't see the path you're meant to be on, and before you know it, you're lost in the weeds, wasting time. The silent thief doesn't always come with alarms or sirens. It doesn't demand your attention in big, obvious ways. Instead, it whispers to you, it's okay to rest for just a few more minutes. Or, you can start tomorrow. Time doesn't announce its departure. It just leaves, slowly, piece by piece. But here's the thing. Time is a resource that you can't buy back. It's not like money, where if you run out, you can earn more. You can't ask for a refund on time spent. Once those minutes and hours are gone, they're gone forever. It's hard to think about it like that, because we're so used to the idea that there's always more time. But the reality is harsh. There isn't always more time. Time doesn't wait for anyone. You might think, I'm too busy right now. I'll get to my goals when things slow down. But life doesn't slow down. We all have busy days. We all have distractions. And yet, the things we want to do, the dreams we've been putting off, are always right there, waiting to be chased. The only thing standing in our way is the silent thief stealing our time. Let's pause and think for a moment. What has the silent thief taken from you? Maybe it's a dream you haven't started pursuing yet, or a relationship you've been meaning to nurture. Maybe it's a skill you've always wanted to learn, or a healthy habit you keep delaying. Whatever it is, the thief is waiting for you to ignore it a little longer. But there's hope. The key to defeating this thief is awareness. Once you recognize that time is slipping away, you can take action. Start by asking yourself, what can I do today, right now, to move closer to what I want? The silent thief thrives on your inaction. It feeds on your delays. But when you take charge, when you choose to use your time wisely, the thief loses its power. Think about a time when you really focused on something, maybe a project or a goal. You were fully immersed, and you made progress step by step. Do you remember how satisfying it felt to make that progress? That's the opposite of what the silent thief does. It makes you feel like you're running in place, like you're busy but not productive. But when you focus on what truly matters, you start moving forward, and that progress fuels you. Time is precious, but the more you let distractions, procrastination, and indecision control you, the more time slips away. You don't have to live under the shadow of a silent thief. You can take control. You can take back your time. Imagine this. Every day is a new opportunity to fill your jar of marbles. When you wake up in the morning, It's a fresh start. The silent thief doesn't need to take anything from you if you don't let it. Take back your time. Fill each day with purpose. Focus on the things that truly matter to you and watch your life change. The truth is we all have the same 24 hours. The difference between those who feel in control of their time and those who feel like time is always running out is how they use it. The thief isn't unbeatable. In fact, it's much easier to defeat than you might think. All you need to do is start. Take one step forward today. The more you take action, the more time you reclaim. So what will you do today? Will you let the silent thief steal another moment? Or will you take back what's yours? Part 3. Small steps, big wins. We often think of success as something grand, something big, like a giant leap forward. We dream of those monumental moments when everything clicks into place, when the world suddenly changes and our goals are achieved. But the truth is, success doesn't always come in giant leaps. More often than not, it's the small steps that lead to big wins. Think about a marathon. You don't run the whole distance in one giant stride. You run one step after another, each step taking you closer to the finish line. The same is true for anything you want to achieve. Whether it's learning a new skill, building a business, or improving your health, it's the small, consistent actions that create lasting results. I want to tell you a story about a young woman named Sarah. She had always dreamed of becoming a writer. She imagined her books on shelves, her stories read by thousands of people. But Sarah had a problem. Every time she sat down to write, she felt overwhelmed. She thought, how can I write an entire book? It seems impossible. So she kept putting it off, thinking she had to wait until she had more time, more ideas, more energy. One day, Sarah decided to stop waiting. She made a small commitment to herself. She would write for just 10 minutes a day. That's it, 10 minutes. It didn't seem like much, but it was something. She could find 10 minutes in her day, couldn't she? So she started. Every morning, she would sit at her desk for 10 minutes and write whatever came to her mind. At first, it was slow. She wasn't writing a masterpiece. In fact, she thought what she wrote was terrible. But she kept going. Day after day, 10 minutes turned into 20. 20 turned into 30. And before she knew it, she had a chapter written. Then another, and another. Over time, those 10 minutes every day added up. By the end of the year, Sarah had finished her book. A book she had once thought was impossible to write. The secret? Small steps. Every day, Sarah took one small step closer to her dream. It wasn't about waiting for the right moment or the perfect conditions. It was about showing up, even if it was just for a few minutes each day. And those small steps, repeated consistently, led to big wins. Reflect on your own life for a moment. What have you been putting off, thinking it's too big to accomplish? Maybe you've told yourself, I'll never be able to do it all at once. Maybe it feels like the goal is so far away that it's hard to even begin. But what if you started with just one small step? What if you dedicated just 5 or 10 minutes a day to your goal? How would your life change? The key to success is not waiting for some magical moment when everything is perfect. The key is in the small, consistent actions. When you focus on one step at a time, the journey becomes less overwhelming. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't need to leap to the top in one go. You take it one step at a time, and each step gets you closer to your goal. Here's a powerful metaphor for you. Imagine you're planting a tree. You don't expect it to grow overnight. You plant the seed, water it, and nurture it every day. It takes time, patience, and consistent effort. But one day, that tree starts to grow taller and stronger. Before you know it, it's a towering oak with deep roots and strong branches. The small steps you took every day, the watering, the care, have led to a big, beautiful result. In life, it's the same. Every little effort you make today plants a seed for tomorrow. The more you water those seeds, the more they grow. Small actions today create big results tomorrow. And just like a tree, the longer you nurture your goals, the stronger they'll become. But here's the catch. Small steps require consistency. It's easy to start, but staying consistent is where many people fall short. It's easy to skip a day. Tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. So make a commitment to yourself. Every day, do something, even if it's small, that brings you closer to your goal. It might be reading a chapter of a book, writing a few words, or taking a short walk. The point is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the step. And remember, it's okay to not be perfect. The goal is progress, not perfection. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin. The best time to start is now, with whatever you have. Just take that first step, and then the next and the next. Each step brings you closer to where you want to be. As you take small steps, you'll begin to see how they add up. You might not notice it at first, but over time, those tiny actions create momentum. One day, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. The dream that once felt out of reach is now in your hands. And it all started with small, consistent steps. So what's one small step you can take today? What action, no matter how small, can you take right now to get closer to your goal? It's not about making a huge leap forward. It's about showing up, taking that first step, and committing to keep going. Success is built on small steps, and with every step you take, you're moving closer to your big win. Part 4. When you feel stuck. We've all been there, stuck in a place where nothing seems to move, nothing feels right, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't make progress. It's frustrating, it's disheartening, and it can make you feel like you'll never get out. You start to wonder, am I really cut out for this? Am I even moving in the right direction? But here's the truth. Feeling stuck is part of the process. It's a natural part of growth. When a seed is planted, it doesn't immediately shoot up into a tree. It's buried in the dirt, and it has to fight its way through the soil before it can see the light. That's what growth feels like sometimes, like you're stuck, struggling, trying to push through an invisible barrier. Take a moment and think about a time when you felt stuck. Maybe it was in a job you didn't enjoy, or in a relationship that wasn't fulfilling. Maybe it was when you were trying to learn something new and the progress felt painfully slow. Whatever it was, remember that feeling of being trapped in place, unable to move forward. It's like being in quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. You try to push yourself out, but everything you do just seems to make it worse. It's easy to get discouraged in those moments. You might even think, what's the point of trying anymore? I'll never get unstuck. But what if I told you that feeling stuck isn't a sign of failure? What if it's actually a sign that you're on the verge of something big? When you feel stuck, it means you're pushing your boundaries. You're stepping out of your comfort zone and into unfamiliar territory. And that's when real growth happens, when you push through the difficult moments. Think of the story of Thomas Edison. He didn't invent the light bulb on his first try, or his second, or his third. In fact, he failed hundreds of times before he succeeded. Each time he felt stuck, he could have given up. But instead, he saw those failures as steps forward. He wasn't failing. He was learning. He was testing out new possibilities, breaking through barriers, and getting closer to the breakthrough he needed. When you're stuck, it's not about the failure. It's about the lessons you're learning along the way. Each moment of struggle is an opportunity for growth. Maybe you're learning patience. Maybe you're building resilience. Maybe you're figuring out what doesn't work so you can find a path that does. Every step, no matter how small, is a step forward. Let me tell you another story. A man named John had a dream of running a marathon. He wasn't a runner. In fact, he barely exercised, but he decided to go for it. He signed up for the race and began training. At first, it was exciting. The newness of the challenge fueled him, and he made quick progress. But as the weeks went on, something changed. His legs grew tired. His motivation faded. He started to feel stuck. It wasn't fun anymore. His body ached, and he wondered if he was even cut out for this. One morning, after a particularly tough run, John wanted to quit. But then he remembered something his coach had told him. When you feel stuck, don't stop. Just take the next step. It sounded simple, but it changed his mindset. Instead of focusing on the overwhelming goal of running 26 miles, he focused on one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. And that's exactly what he did. Slowly, steadily, he kept moving forward. On race day, John finished the marathon. It wasn't easy, it wasn't perfect, but he did it. And every step he took, even when he felt stuck, brought him closer to the finish line. That's the power of persistence, the power of moving through the stuck moments, even when it seems impossible. When you feel stuck, remember this. You're not lost. You're simply in a difficult stage of the journey. Growth doesn't always come in a straight line. It comes in waves, Sometimes you're moving forward, sometimes you're standing still, and sometimes you're even moving backwards. But if you keep going, if you keep taking small steps, you will get there. So, what can you do when you feel stuck? First, recognize that it's okay to feel this way. It doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're pushing yourself, and that's exactly what you need to do to grow. Second, break the problem into smaller, manageable pieces. If your goal seems too big to tackle, focus on just one small thing you can do today. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the solution to everything. It just has to be one step forward. Finally, give yourself permission to rest. Sometimes being stuck means you need to step back and recharge. You're not quitting, you're recharging. Just like a phone that runs out of battery, you need to plug yourself in, take a break, and come back stronger. Rest is not the enemy of progress. It's a necessary part of the process. The key to getting unstuck is persistence. The more you push through the difficult moments, the stronger you'll become. You might not always see immediate results, but each step you take brings you closer to where you want to be. And one day, you'll look back and realize that all those stuck moments were actually the moments that shaped your success. So, when you feel stuck, remember, don't stop. Just take the next step. You'll be amazed at how far you can go. Part 5. Your time is now. There comes a moment in everyone's journey when they realize, this is it. This is my time. It's not a moment of perfection, nor is it a moment of grand fortune. It's just a simple realization that now, not tomorrow, not next year, is the time to take action. The opportunity is right in front of you, and it's waiting for you to step into it. But how do you know when it's your time? How do you know when to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action? Let me take you back to the story of Maya. Maya had spent years working on her dream. She had always wanted to open a bakery, but every time she thought about it, doubt crept in. She didn't have enough money. She didn't have the right skills. What if it failed? What if no one came to her bakery? The questions kept swirling in her mind, keeping her paralyzed. Every day she thought, tomorrow I'll start, but tomorrow never seemed to come. One day, she had a conversation with an older woman who ran a small cafe down the street. The woman told her, Maya, there's no perfect moment to start. If you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you'll never start. Your time is now. Don't wait for the stars to align. Just take the first step. It was that simple truth that hit Maya like a bolt of lightning. The stars didn't need to align. The timing didn't have to be perfect. All she had to do was start. So Maya did. She took her first step. She found a small space to rent and started baking. It wasn't easy. She made mistakes. She learned the hard way. But each day, she took action. Slowly, her bakery began to grow. People started coming. They loved her bread. They loved her cakes, and they loved her passion. The fear of failure still lingered, but Maya kept pushing forward. And before she knew it, her little bakery became a thriving business. Maya's story is a powerful reminder that your time is now. The future is not guaranteed, and waiting for the perfect moment is often just a form of procrastination. Every day you wait is a day you could have spent moving closer to your dreams. You don't need to wait for everything to be in place before you take that first step. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Reflect for a moment. What is it you've been putting off? What dream or goal have you been waiting to begin? The truth is, now is the perfect time to start. You don't need to wait for your life to be perfect. You don't need everything to be lined up in just the right way. The key is to take action, to start where you are with what you have, and trust that things will unfold as you move forward. You may be thinking, but I'm not ready. And that's okay. No one is ever fully ready. There will always be unknowns, challenges, and fears. But those challenges don't disappear just because you wait. In fact, they often become bigger and scarier the longer you delay. The truth is, you're more ready than you think. The skills you need, the resources, and the courage will come as you take action. The more you move, the more you'll learn, and the more you'll grow. Think about it this way. If you were to walk into a dark room and wait for the lights to come on before you move, you'd stay in place forever. But if you take a step forward, even in the dark, you'll start to see the path. One step leads to the next, and the room slowly becomes brighter as you continue moving forward. It's the same with your dreams. The more you take steps, even small ones, the clearer the path will become. Let me ask you this. What would happen if you made today your first step? What would it look like to take action right now, in this very moment? It doesn't have to be a giant leap. It could be something as simple as writing down your goal, making a phone call, or researching something you've always wanted to learn. The point is that today is the day you can begin. You don't need to wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now, because you are now. The time to act is now. Life doesn't wait for us to be ready. It pushes us to take action, even when we feel unprepared. And when you start moving, when you begin to take those first steps, you'll be amazed at how the momentum builds. As you take action, you'll begin to see the truth. You are capable of so much more than you think. The doubts, the fears, and the limiting beliefs that hold you back will slowly begin to fade as you prove to yourself that you are more than capable of achieving your dreams. And the more you move forward, the stronger your confidence will grow. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to ask the questions and take the first step. Your time is now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when everything is perfect. Now. So what can you do right now? What small action can you take today to move toward your dreams? Remember, it doesn't have to be big. It just has to be a step. And when you take that step, you'll be amazed at how much closer you'll get to your goal. Your time is now. Don't wait. Take that first step today. As you reflect on everything we've shared, remember this. Life doesn't wait for perfection. Your dreams, your goals, and your future are waiting for you to take action, to make today the day you step forward, no matter how small that first step might seem. You don't need to have all the answers or the perfect plan. What matters is that you take action now. The journey of progress is not always smooth, but it's always worth it. You'll face challenges, feel stuck at times, and experience moments of doubt. But that's okay. Those moments are part of the process, the very steps that lead you to where you want to go. Your time is now. You are capable of more than you realize. You've already begun this journey, and each day that you keep moving forward brings you closer to the life you're meant to live. So what will you do today? Will you wait for the perfect moment, or will you take the next step, no matter how small? The choice is yours. But remember, it's in your hands to make the most of today. The power to move forward is already inside of you. Your future is not waiting for tomorrow. It's waiting for you to act now. Take that first step. It's time to make it happen. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep learning, keep growing, and one story at a time.